Am I the asshole for completely, utterly, deliberately ignoring someone who had ghosted me for 8 months, while he stood 2 feet away waiting for my response? He said my name again, a little louder. The person I was talking to glanced past me with a slightly uncertain expression. I kept going. He touched my arm, lightly, asking for acknowledgement. I turned then. I looked at him the way you look at someone you're trying to place, a gentle, polite vacancy, the expression you give a stranger at a party when you can't figure out how you know their face. I said, "Sorry, I'm just in the middle of something." I turned back to my conversation. He stood there for a moment longer than was comfortable. Then he moved away. Our mutual friend found me later in the evening. She looked equal parts amused and concerned. She said Tyler had told her I had been cold. I asked her what she thought about that characterization. She said, "Honestly, fair." And then she laughed. He texted me the next morning. He said it had been really good to see me and he'd been thinking about reaching out for a while. He said he owed me an explanation and an apology. I read the message. I thought about it for 2 days. And then I wrote back. I told him I appreciated that he'd reached out. I told him the apology was noted. I also told him that what he'd experienced at the party, that feeling of reaching for someone who wasn't quite there, was the closest approximation I had for what 8 months of silence feels like from the inside. Not because I'd planned it or wanted to hurt him, but because that is simply what it's like. I told him I wished him well and that I didn't need a further explanation. He replied once more. He said I was right. He said he was sorry. He asked if there was any version of the future where we could be friends. I left that one unread. Was ignoring him cruel, or was it the most honest thing I could have said with no words at all?